Yo guys, Wednesday, so another video from my side. This time, once again, let's talk archery. Topic for today, bare bow arrows. Fun fact, that's actually a take two on that video. Moment ago, I actually finished recording that video. It was around 45 minutes. And I'm not gonna say it was the best video ever, but I do believe that it was interesting. Why? Because I've been filming with two cameras. One, my webcam from my laptop, and the second one, this one, my faithful GoPro 12. For some unknown reason, none of those cameras actually recorded the sound. So there is a lot of me doing the mime thing. It's annoying. I could theoretically record that once again, but two things. First of all, I promised you that everything will be done from the take one, so I'm not gonna re-record something. Secondary, while I was talking, I was actually doing that. I was fletching my new Foric by Skylon arrows, which are gonna be my indoor setup for this year. So I'm not gonna tear apart those arrows, which I fletched online, maybe not online, but while recording, just to re-record the video. Sorry guys, no. You're gonna see me fletching probably in the future, so nothing wasted. Instead of that, we're gonna make a little bit shorter video, and I'm gonna focus on types of arrows which I'm using for various competitions and various occasions for bare bow. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Okay, my main set of arrows are those Victory VAP, fletched with Gaspro 2.8 vanes. I love them, and asymmetrical knock from Baiter. Arrows which I use for, let's say, daily practice and for field and 3D archery. Very reliable, great quality, not very expensive, which is kind of important for me because I'm paying for everything from my own pocket. I don't have a sponsor or something like that. I love them. Their caliber is 4.2. Why I'm mentioning that, you're gonna learn in a moment. Second type is going to be that. Yeah, Victory VAP. Same caliber, same model, little bit different spine. That's actually the set, my old set, which was incorrectly ordered. So the parameter, spine stiffness was incorrect. So I made them my, sorry, I wanted to make a trick. Of course I failed because I'm old and crap. I made them my indoor setup till today. As you can see, they have much bigger vanes. See, not only longer but also taller. Both vanes models are coming from Gaspro. Yes, I love Gaspro vanes for various reasons. Maybe we're going to talk about that someday. And that setup worked pretty well. Last tournament at Druskininkai in Lithuania, I shot 270. So yeah, that's really good. Now, so I'm using VAPs both for indoor and field and 3D. Yeah, okay, right. But for 50 meters track tournaments, I need something thinner, a little bit, you know, fragile, so the wind drift will not be such a big of an issue. And for that purpose, I have this. That's a Skylon Presium. You can see that, I think, that they are a little bit thinner because their caliber is 3.2. This I have other set with Gazpro vanes. This one, this arrow is actually from the very old set, which was for tests purposes. So the old vanes, they're gonna be refletched closer to the spring when I'm gonna actually need them. And also the old Nox by Skylon, I'm gonna switch to baiter them as well. So that's the third model I'm using. And now this. We called it Torpedo 9.3. They are big. They are really massive in comparison to my VAPs. You can clearly see what big of a difference it is. Now, why do I use them and for what? I used to use, maybe not used, but I tested them for indoor archery. But I told you that I'm used those VAPs and I fletched my new one, the new setup, I'm going to show you in a moment, for indoor. So why I have those? Good question. That was a test. I really wanted to use that because the diameter is great, so that's easier for me to catch those lines, to basically get more points. Some people call that cheating, but unfortunately the problem is that it doesn't work that way. Give me a second. It doesn't work that way. Sorry, I needed to adjust something. And as I told you at the beginning of that whole story on the YouTube, there are no cuts, no takes. I'm filming once and for all. Those kind of arrows are predominantly produced for compound boats. So they are very stiff. Their parameter is, for example, this one is, I think, 550? 500. Those are 500s. So they are very stiff. It's very hard to match this parameter to your barebow. Why? Because compounds are shooting like 50, 60 pounds. Barebow is usually between, let's say, 35 to 45 pounds, more or less. So they are not matching that bow. So basically you're given that and what? You're getting that great diameter, but you're losing a possibility to work with that arrow properly. First of all, those kind of arrows hate string walking. So the technique which barebow archers are using to adjust the height, how high the arrow will hit the target, which is what is actually related to the distance, because we are actually regulating the distance. Those arrows hate string walking. They don't like to be, you know, bent. They should be shot like that, yeah, straight, bang. Why? Because that's how the compound bow works. Bang. There is no angle here. When you're starting to use the string walking, the arrow tends to wobble. go out, and then it's like, what? Then they are straightened up, and then they're like, they're not working perfectly. So string walking is the first issue. Second issue is actually problem with their benefit, which is the diameter. Look how big that is. What's the problem? The problem is that those arrows are flying kind of a slow and with not much energy, because the bows are weak, and bear bow is shooting on the indoor to one target face, 40 centimeters, but you're trying to fit that into that 10, and you tend to hit arrow into arrow. Normally that would not be a big of a problem, because arrows would go like this, yeah, right next to each other. But because those arrows are flying so slow and they are so weak, they are bouncing from each other. I've made a test on the tournament around a month ago, and from my calculations I've lost at least 10 points by the fact that arrow was going straight right next to each other, but they bounced and it ended like this instead of like this. So yeah, so that's the second problem for bear bow with such an arrows. Third problem is actually also related to their main bonus, which is the diameter. They are thick as all hell. That means, my dear friends, that the precision of aiming is a problem, because bear bow does not have any kind of a sights. They don't, so you need to aim with that point of the arrow, and if it's so big, it's like trying to hit, you know, with, I don't know how to compare that. You're trying to hit with the fist into an ant. Oh, technically it's easy because the fist is big and ant is small, yeah, but the hand is actually clouding you the view. You don't see the ant, so it's, yeah, that's a problem. I like the idea, but it didn't work out for me. Probably some of you out there likes it. Probably some of you uses arrows like that, but honestly, I don't think it's worth the effort. It can work. Yes, it can work miracles because they are thick, so you're going to be cutting a lot of lines. But in order for that to work for bear bow, you need to have totally set up, totally prepared for that. So you're going to be holding your string right under the knock point. So there will be no string walking. You're gonna have everything prepared for that arrow, for that purpose. For me, it's not worth it. Simple as that. And also I cannot afford having another bow simply for indoor just to be able to shoot those arrows. So what's the solution? The solution for me is the set I prepared a moment ago, and it's 6.2. I've picked the Skylon Foric arrows. Also, I'm using once again my beloved vanes from Gazpro. Actually, they are the same which I put on the VAPs, because I do believe they're really good. For now, you can see the stock knocks which you get from with the spines, but after the tests I'm gonna switch to Baiter, which I'm usually using. That's my golden middle. Yeah, they are thicker than my VAPs, so I will be cutting those lines more often, but they're parameter I can make them fit my bow, so I can string walk without a big problem. Also, they are thinner, so the aiming will be easier. How do I know that? Because I've actually borrowed such arrows from my coach. Of course, it was a little bit problematic because they were not cut for my draw length and so on. Still, it worked. So this is my golden spot. This is gonna be my indoor setup. This is the setup which you're gonna see me during the national championships, international championships, in about 1.5 months. And you're gonna see me with those arrows during the first round of national cup, international cup, in a month. It's gonna be like 2 weeks before the national championships, the first round. This is my pick, this is my spot. Now, before you're gonna say, yeah, you're talking gibberish, we're calling BS on that. Why are you gonna say that? Because some of the archers, which are not compound archers, are using torpedoes, and they are doing that pretty well. Yes, that's true, but first of all, if they are barebow, they have, as I said, setup totally made for that arrow. And if they are recurve, yeah, you remember what I said about the issues with the barebow? Those things does not apply for recurve. First of all, recurve does not do the string walking. They are always grabbing string in this very same spot. So that's the first problem out of the window. Second, precision of aiming. They don't aim with the tip of the arrow. No, they have a sight. Third problem, precision of aiming, string walking. What was the third one? Bouncing the arrows, one of each, or one of the other. As I said, barebow archers are shooting into one target face, 40 centimeters in diameter. A recurve and compound are shooting into 3 targets, 3 arrows, 3 targets, 1 arrow into each. So they don't have a chance to bounce from each other because there's 1 arrow in each target face. If they hit other arrow, that means they missed badly. Is it possible? Yeah, of course, but I do believe that they have bigger issues when they are having a miss like that than hitting the arrow. So, for the future, to wrap it up, I'm gonna do the technical evaluation of my equipment to find out, because for now I have no idea why the voice was not recorded on either of the cameras. Secondary, let me know if you are fond of the changes what I'm doing. I'm trying to be more dynamic, I'm trying to be more expressive, so it's not gonna be that boring. What else? Do you like my vlogs about the archery? Or maybe I should be done with that. And for now, for today, I think that's gonna be it. What I want to say is, first of all, wish me luck, because in 2 days I'm going for the Central League 4th round of the Central League. It's going to be 3D shooting, yes, during the winter. But what's more important, that's going to be my first tournament after the elbow issues which I got at the Druskininkai, Lithuania tournament. Best in the tournament. If there is somebody who I met during the tournament watching that film, that was a great time. I see you next year, guys. So that's gonna be a great test to my left arm. Hopefully it's gonna go worse. So fingers crossed, guys. Wish me luck. That's the first thing. Second thing, I wish you all nice evening, morning, afternoon, it doesn't matter when you're watching that movie. And that's gonna be it for today. I'll catch you on the flip side and see you next time. Bye.